The workshop door burst open, sending sawdust swirling through the morning sunlight. Morgan stood in the doorway, safety goggles pushed up on curly black hair, wearing a purple lab coat decorated with hand-drawn lightning bolts and stars. Grease smudged one brown sheet, and mismatched socks, one striped, one polka-dotted, peeked out from beneath rolled-up jeans. Today's the day. The announcement echoed off walls covered in blueprints, sketches, and photographs of famous inventors. A half-eaten peanut butter sandwich sat forgotten on the workbench right next to a peculiar contraption made of bicycle wheels, mirrors, and what appeared to be an old umbrella turned inside out. Footsteps thundered down the basement stairs. Did you finish it? Did you really finish it? Kai burst into the workshop, nearly tripping over a box of spare parts. His enthusiasm sent his glasses sliding down his nose. Almost. Just need to attach the final piece. Careful fingers lifted a small prism from the workbench. Once this goes on, my solar-powered homework helper will be complete. Kai examined the invention with wide eyes. It looks like a robot octopus had a baby with a disco ball. That's because you're looking at it wrong. See these mirrors? They catch sunlight from any angle. The wheels let it follow you around. And this part, a proud hand patted the umbrella section, opens up to display homework hints on the fabric. It's solar-powered, so it's good for the environment, too.
But why does it need 8 arms?
One for each subject. Math, science, English, history, geography, art, music, and PE. Watch this. After securing the prism with a satisfying click, switches flipped and buttons pressed in a practice sequence, the machine whirred to life, mirrors spinning slowly, catching the light streaming through the basement window. The workshop door opened again. Morgan? Kai? What's all the— Oh, my! Mrs. Chen stopped mid-sentence, staring at the gleaming contraption. Is that what you've been building all month?
Mom, you're just in time for the first official test.
The machine rolled forward on its bicycle wheels, 8 mechanical arms unfolding like a metal flower. The umbrella portion popped open, displaying "Hello, I'm here to help," in colorful LED letters across the fabric. Incredible, Mrs. Chen breathed. How did you learn to build something like this? Library books, YouTube videos, and lots of trial and error. Remember when the smoke alarm went off last week? That was attempt number 5. Kai laughed. I remember. The whole neighborhood thought your house was on fire. Just a small miscalculation with the solar panels. But look, it works now. Ask it a homework question. Kai thought for a moment. Okay, homework helper, what's 12 times 8? The machine's arms whirled, mirrors catching and reflecting light in dazzling patterns. Numbers appeared on the umbrella screen, showing the multiplication process step by step until 96 flashed in rainbow colors. That's amazing. Mrs. Chen clapped her hands. You should enter this in the school science fair. The mention of the science fair made Morgan's stomach flip. Last year's entry, a self-watering plant system, had worked perfectly at home but mysteriously failed during the presentation. Some kids had laughed, especially Madison Fletcher, who won first place with her store-bought volcano kit. I don't know, Mom. What if something goes wrong again? What if something goes right? Mrs. Chen countered. You worked so hard on this. Besides, isn't the whole point of inventing to share your ideas with the world? Before anyone could respond, the doorbell rang upstairs. That must be the others. Kai raced up the stairs, returning moments later with Emma and Jaden. Emma's eyes went wide behind her thick-rimmed glasses. Whoa, is that the secret project? It's like something from a sci-fi movie. Jaden circled the machine, examining it from every angle. Does it actually work? See for yourself. The next hour flew by as friends took turns asking the homework helper questions. It solved math problems, spelled tricky words, and even demonstrated the phases of the moon using its spinning mirrors to create shadows. You have to enter the science fair, Emma insisted. This is the coolest thing anyone's ever made.
But what if Madison laughs again? She always says my inventions are weird.
Jaden shrugged.
So what? I think weird is wonderful. My dad says the best inventors are the ones who see the world differently.
Your dad's a smart man, Mrs. Chen agreed. Different doesn't mean wrong. It means creative. Morgan considered this, watching the homework helper spin its mirrors in the afternoon light. The invention was definitely different. Nothing like the traditional projects that usually won prizes, but it was also special, born from imagination and determination.
Okay, I'll do it.
The next 2 weeks passed in a blur of preparation. Morgan created presentation boards explaining how solar power worked, drew diagrams of the machine's inner mechanisms, and practiced the demonstration speech at least 50 times. Kai, Emma, and Jaden helped by asking every possible question judges might think of. Science Fair Day arrived with a crisp autumn breeze. The gymnasium buzzed with excitement as students set up their projects. Madison Fletcher claimed the spot right at the entrance with another volcano, this one improved with food coloring and extra baking soda. Well, well, Madison said, spotting Morgan wheeling in the homework helper. What weird thing did you make this year? A robot that does your chores. Actually, it helps with homework using solar power. The response came out steadier than expected. Madison wrinkled her nose. That's the ugliest robot I've ever seen. It looks like junk stuck together. Heat crept up Morgan's neck, but before any response could form, Jaden appeared. I think it looks like genius stuck together. Not everyone can build something from scratch, Madison. Some of us have to buy our projects from the store. Madison's face turned red. My volcano is not from a store. I added the lava myself. Adding food coloring doesn't make you an inventor, Emma chimed in, adjusting her glasses. Morgan actually created something new. More students gathered, drawn by the commotion. Soon, a small crowd surrounded the homework helper, asking questions and marveling at its spinning mirrors. Madison stomped back to her volcano, muttering about weird kids and their weird friends. When the judges arrived, Morgan's hand shook slightly while connecting the final wire. Good morning. I'm here to present the solar-powered homework helper, an environmentally friendly educational aid. The lead judge, Mr. Rodriguez, leaned in with interest. Tell us how it works. The explanation flowed smoothly, months of preparation paying off. The demonstration went perfectly. The homework helper solved equations, spelled difficult words, and even helped with a geography question about state capitals. Its mirrors caught the gymnasium lights, creating rainbow patterns on the walls. Special, Judge Chen murmured. The use of renewable energy is particularly impressive. How long did this take to build? About 2 months with lots of failed attempts. The hardest part was getting the mirrors angled correctly to catch light from any direction. What inspired you to create this? Asked the third judge. I wanted to help kids who struggle with homework but also care about the environment. Plus, I love building things that nobody's built before. The judges exchanged meaningful looks, scribbling notes on their clipboards. They moved on to other projects, but Morgan caught them glancing back at the homework helper several times. You nailed it, Kai said quietly, excitedly. Did you see Mr. Rodriguez's face when it spelled photosynthesis? The waiting felt eternal. Students munched on provided snacks while judges deliberated in the corner. Madison practiced her acceptance speech, already certain of victory. Other kids fidgeted with their projects or chatted nervously with friends. Finally, Principal Williams stepped to the microphone. Thank you all for sharing your scientific creativity today. Every project showed effort and learning. However, 3 stood out for their innovation and execution. Third place goes to Emma Wright for her study on how music affects plant growth. Emma squealed, rushing to accept her bronze medal. Morgan clapped enthusiastically, genuinely happy for the friend who'd spent weeks playing different genres to spider plants. Second place goes to Madison Fletcher for her volcanic eruption demonstration. Madison's smile faltered slightly. She clearly expected first, but she accepted her silver medal with practiced grace. In first place, this was unanimous among our judges. The winner showed exceptional creativity, problem-solving skills, and environmental awareness. First place goes to Morgan Chen for the solar-powered homework helper. The gymnasium erupted in applause. Friends surrounded Morgan in a group hug, jumping and cheering. Even some of Madison's usual supporters clapped appreciatively.
I knew you could do it. Mrs. Chen beamed, tears sparkling in her eyes. I'm so proud of you for taking the risk.
Principal Williams presented the gold medal and a certificate for the regional science fair. This is exactly the kind of innovative thinking we love to see. You've created something truly original. Madison approached after the ceremony, silver medal clutched in her hand. Her usual confident expression had been replaced by something almost humble. Your invention is actually pretty cool, she admitted quietly.
Maybe you could show me how you built it sometime?
Surprise flickered across Morgan's face.
Really?
You want to learn?
Yeah. I mean, buying volcano kits is getting boring, and your thing actually does something useful.
Madison shifted uncomfortably. I'm sorry I called it ugly. I was just jealous, I guess. You made something amazing from nothing. Thanks, Madison. And sure, I'll show you. Building things is more fun with friends anyway. Madison smiled, a real smile, not her usual smirk. Friends?
Friends.
As families began leaving, Kai helped pack up the homework helper. So, what are you going to invent next? I have about 17 ideas written in my notebook. Maybe a solar-powered. Wait, Emma interrupted. Before you start planning the next invention, we should celebrate this one. Ice cream party at my house? Can the homework helper come? Jaden asked.
I still need help with my history report.
Everyone laughed, heading for the exit together. Outside, the afternoon sun shone brightly, perfect for solar power and new beginnings. That evening, Morgan sat in the workshop, gold medal hanging from the lamp. The homework helper stood in the corner, mirrors still catching stray beams of light. A notebook lay open on the workbench, filled with sketches for future inventions, each one stranger and more wonderful than the last. A soft knock interrupted the sketching. Mrs. Chen entered with 2 mugs of hot chocolate. Mind if I join you?
Sure, Mom.
They sat in comfortable silence for a moment, sipping chocolate and looking at the medal. You know what I'm proudest of? Mrs. Chen asked.
Not the medal, though that's wonderful. I'm proud that you stayed true to yourself. You didn't try to make something ordinary just to fit in.
It was scary, though. Being different. The best things usually are scary at first. But look what happened. You inspired Madison to try building things herself. You showed everyone that different can be amazing. Morgan smiled, picking up the pencil again. Mr. Rodriguez said he wants me to present at the regional fair. He thinks the homework helper could help lots of kids. That's fantastic! Just think, your weird, wonderful invention might help students everywhere. Weird and wonderful, Morgan repeated, adding the words to the notebook's cover. I like that. Maybe that's what I'll call my invention company someday. Mrs. Chen laughed, ruffling her child's hair. I have no doubt you will. Now tell me about idea number 18 in that notebook. As stars appeared outside the workshop window, Morgan explained the latest concept, something involving recycled materials and wind power. The homework helper hummed quietly in the corner, its mirrors catching moonbeams now instead of sunlight, ready to help with tomorrow's challenges. In a world that often preferred ordinary, Morgan had learned that being different wasn't just okay, it was beautiful. And with friends who understood that weird could be wonderful, anything was possible. The notebook filled with more sketches as mother and child planned together, dreaming up inventions that would make the world a little brighter, one creative idea at a time.